So what I would like to invite you is the meditation breathing into being. Last week we have done a chakra breathing meditation that was a little bit more vigorous for sympathetic activation, and I feel like today would be really beautiful to do something to kind of settle down, going into more parasympathetic engagement with kind of more subtlety of observation, witnessing, and just being without doing too much. So as I am in the park and I'm just soaking in all this nature, I'm realizing within stillness, within just being here, there's so much going on. There's so much still dynamic flow of the nature that is constantly evolving, constantly also diminishing. There's this constant movement between death and life, death and birth. And so even if we are just in this stillness, there's still so much going on. So today let's just be together with some breathing, soft breathing. So I invite you to find a really comfortable place where you can sit and ground yourself. Bring awareness to your pelvis, sitting on the chair or on the floor or on the bench, and straight up your spine, so your spine is straight. Elongate your neck just from the clavicles, from the first vertebra, kind of make yourself taller. You can imagine if somebody is pulling you from the top of your head, and from sacrum all your spine starts elongating. That creates this sense of presence and sense of energetical flow through our body. And then you can keep your eyes open or closed and completely relax into it and start shifting your awareness to the nose breath. Allow just breath to happen without any technique or any ways. Just allow soft breath, inhale nose, and soft breath, exhale nose. And there might be so much going on around you, but still just finding that center, finding their peace within, and just allowing that breath in and out. While you're breathing, start paying attention slowly to this gentle movement in your thorax. And that movement is around opening, expanding of your thorax, your diaphragm, even your shoulder and the back slightly expands and lifts. And on exhalation, this sense of gentle contraction in your thorax, on the side of the thorax, front, back, in between scapula. So start paying attention gently to that subtle movement of your body, of your thorax, of your lungs. Make this curious inquiry for yourself. How do my breath flowing today? What are the parts of my breath that are still interrupted, where my breath flows freely? Maybe upper chest, around clavicles, or middle part of the thorax, or maybe around diaphragm. Can you have your belly relaxed and breathe through abdominal region, so there is a little bit deeper breath coming in and filling your lungs up, or perhaps not, and just inquire it. Long inhale through the nose and long exhale through the nose. Just also inquiring your thoughts, your feelings, and just becoming present to your internal environment, to your being. So the meditation is called breathing into being. So how is your being today? That state of presence, that state of awareness, consciousness. So just breathing into that, knowing we are of course body, we are mind, but we are also something more kind of spiritual, more energetical. That's the part of our being. Again, if you feel there is any restriction in your breathing, adjust your body a little bit, maybe make yourself again taller and more straight. Align yourself so you can really breathe into your thorax fully through the nose, and then continue this full expanding of the thorax, filling it up with the breath, and then exhale out through the nose or through the mouth. And exhale. Bring awareness to the sound that surrounds you. What's coming from your environment? Maybe also observing the subtlety of your energetical field. How is your energetical field, and how you send the impulses to the environment? What is your vibe? Is your vibe peace, love, compassion, gratitude, or maybe sadness or anger, disgust, maybe fear, whatever it is, just start observing, because all these emotional states you are basically sending out to your environment. So what is that vibe that you are in, that your being is in today? Just keep on observing. Connect also to the sense of gratitude with every breath, taking into your lungs possibility to breathe in more air, more oxygen. Gratitude for being able to live this life, being able to, encounter those magic moments of being in nature, or being with family, of being with friends, or anything else that brings you joy and harmony. So just breathing in the gratitude into your heart for this very moment, for this very breath, for this very pulsation. Just again bring that awareness to your spine while you're breathing in and out, and just perhaps there's slight movement that wants to emerge through your spine. And just allowing that watery, gentle movement and bringing awareness to the felt sense, what comes when you go into this movement, which part of your spine are flexible, and perhaps even spotting very precisely which vertebra in your spine you feel or not feel. So I feel at the moment somewhat a little bit tension around maybe T8, T9. I feel pretty fluid and aware of my lumbar region, my cervical region, but there's a little bit of contraction in the middle of the thorax. So with the movement,
I found this on the web,
and breath, just melting those spots that you might feel tight. And the movement can be very gentle. Don't have to rush or push yourself into sometimes when we slow down, the deepest experience is often happening when we are in the stillness, or when we are in this slow motion, when we can really feel ourselves, what's present. Breathing into your being, into your core, into your center. maybe swaying a little bit, circles. So your thorax and all spine goes into kind of circles, and you instigate. This movement comes from your sit bones, from the ischium of your pelvis. So when you're sitting, you feel the ischium just first right and then left. So all this movement comes through the spine, from your pelvis, from your sacrum. And then change direction if you feel like. Oh, and I feel cracking in my spine. That feels good. If you have a little bit of cracks, that is good adjustment after night. So allow yourself for cracks if they happen. But from that space of gentle movement. Maybe also circling your neck. Circling the cervical region. And then shoulders, moving shoulders, circling shoulders back a little bit. And then forward. So we continue with the breath. Subtle movement and the felt sense of the body. Again, what's present there. And then continuous awareness of constant expansion and contraction in the body. Raising and collapsing. Raising and collapsing. And then slowing down the movement, and we're gonna go again into the stillness for 2-3 more minutes, and breathing into this stillness with long breath through the nose. Inhale 4-5 seconds, and then exhale 4-5 seconds. Really long inhalations. into your being. Great, and then slowly finding way to come back. And you can simply open your eyes if you had your eyes closed. Just look around, find an object to focus on, check its colors, check its shapes. And then welcome back. You can also just, for the end, connect to your body, just squeeze it a little bit. Just to have that hello to the body. Great. Rubbing your hands, creating these nice warm sensations in your hands. And for a moment, when they really warm, you can just place them on your eyes for a moment. And coming back. Great, so I see in the meantime, after we started, Eda join us, Honorata, Piret, so welcome. I hope you enjoy that very subtle meditation, breathing into your being, which is super nice to do at any time of the day, especially if you are in this, I call it marketplace or turmoil. You know, there is so much impulses coming in, or we get confused or overwhelmed, or there's too much feelings, or somebody's like on our case. Just take that moment, if you have possibility, to stay with yourself and simply bring that awareness to your breath and to your being, what's present. And few minutes of this meditation will really settle everything, brings more clarity, more peace, and then we can really have different understanding of ourselves. Usually that helps us to go back to our heart, to have more compassion for ourselves, for the others, and we can see things from different perspective, from bigger picture, that who cares really. Like sometimes the problems we are worrying about are not worth worrying, you know, they just smaller than we think they are. So that really being in our presence, staying in our being, helps us to go beyond that mundane worries of things. So yeah, keep on practicing meditation. We make a decision that we continue meditations until Sunday, and then we will take a summer break. All the faculty takes summer break, and we might come back with new program in September. So thank you Honorata, Iris also. The sound was amazing. Ready for the day. Great. So I'm going on my bike, riding back home. Have a beautiful morning, beautiful day, and keep on breathing. Bye bye for now.